Welcome to Women at Halftime podcast, but not just for women, for you men too. If you're at mid-career or the halftime of life, our inspirational topics are not only fun, but also meant to help you maximize and write your next chapter. Right here with me, Deborah Johnson. Well, hello. This is Deborah Johnson with you with the Women at Halftime podcast. And I love the subject today, how to lose to really win. And of course, we're talking about the value of failure and how that can help us really reach more success. And this subject is good for not only people at mid-career or halftime that we focus on, men and women, but this encompasses many generations at any time of life. So I hope that you gather a few little tidbits of today. I hope you are encouraged in your journey. And we want to encourage you also. I always write an article with these podcasts. So make sure that you sign up for our newsletter. It comes every week. You can unsubscribe anytime. It's a double opt-in, but you can get it at goalsforyourlife.com/newsletter. So let's kind of dig right on in. In a world obsessed with winning, it may seem counterintuitive to suggest that losing can be a pathway to true victory. And it's not fun to lose, right? For true victory, that's a lot more fun. For example, in most every card or board game, when the pieces are set, my inner competitiveness, it starts revealing itself, strategizing the best avenue to win. Well, this fact did not sit well with my father-in-law when Greg and I were first married, and we all decided to play the board game Risk. Now, the key to winning that game is to take control over all of the continents of the world. It's a game of strategy, but also luck. Now, my new father-in-law was a brilliant man, and he had played the game many, many times. It was my first time to play the game, and I proceeded to ask a lot of questions, eventually immersing myself in the game with my competitive streak revealing itself. Well, the fact that I then won the game over everyone is still a memory I hold dear, as it wasn't really because anyone let me win. Winning was fun, but the response was less than ideal from the man who is now part of my immediate family. Well, I think that was the last time I played that game with my father-in-law, as I think it could have been more problematic as the years progressed if we had played again. Well, so even though winning is fun and losing is not, upon closer examination, it becomes evident that losing carries valuable lessons that can shape our character, it can fuel personal growth, and ultimately lead us to triumph. And in this article, or this podcast, we delve into the concept of how to lose to really win and explore the principles and strategies that can help us harness the power of defeat to propel us toward success. So what does losing teach us? Well, whether it's a setback in competition, a failed endeavor, or a missed opportunity, embracing the art of losing can transform our perspective. It can fortify our resilience and pave the way for meaningful success. Losses can become catalysts for personal growth within the right mindset, as we can unlock the secrets to turning setbacks into stepping stones on the path to victory. With a growth mindset, we have the ability to learn and grow from failures and our losses. It's a personal choice to accept losing as a learning opportunity for strategies and methods that don't work. The development of mental and emotional resilience, it helps to adapt and persevere in the face of adversity. That's a hard word, adversity. But losing also helps us to clarify our goals and our priorities, adopting the courage and persistence needed to realize our objectives with even greater determination. And all of this works together to confront our fears, take calculated risks, and to keep moving forward despite the fear of failing again. Michael Jordan, widely regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, well, he was initially cut from the high school varsity basketball team, but he didn't give up. Making the team the following year was his goal, and he did it. And then he wasn't the first overall pick in the NBA draft. He was chosen third by the Chicago Bulls. And Jordan's workout routine became legendary, as he would often arrive early in the morning on game day to work out before anyone else. And he never quit doing those repetitions that were necessary to make shooting a basketball into an 18-inch rim at least 10 feet off the floor. And this is truly a winning mindset. He kept the repetitions going, kept the practice going. So what is a winning mindset? Well, the willingness to grow is the most important aspect of developing and maintaining a winning mindset. Life is full of opportunities to practice this, right? I'm sure you can think of many. When I didn't do well in one of my first classical piano competitions under a strict but outstanding instructor, I realized where I needed to grow. Even though this was back in my high school days, the principles that I learned then still apply today, with the importance of a healthy shift of focus. I had focused more on getting my hair done at the beauty school and of wearing a new dress we brought on sale than putting in the type of work needed to compete well. So fortunately, my experiences and outcomes with competition improved greatly after that. I learned my lesson. So here are some strategies we can immediately apply. Acknowledge the setback and decide to learn from it. One of the best ways to do this is to write down the thoughts and responses in a journal. And there are many good resources on methods of journaling and how to approach this, but it doesn't have to be fancy. Make it simple and easy for consistency and success, even with just a small notepad, but make sure it's easy to access and organized enough to refer to again and again. That is very important. Many times, what's expressed on a page becomes much clearer upon review. For those who have a linear and a logical thought pattern, well, this process is especially valuable. And don't put this off. With the passing of time, details of what happened become less clear with a fuzzy recall. And it's a humble process, admitting that we're less than perfect, but it's very important. Seek constructive feedback and support. Now, this type of feedback could even come from current team members. And there also may be those on a board or a committee that were afraid of speaking up, and the openness to hear those opinions after failures or less than optimal outcomes could be enlightening and informative in making the necessary changes. That's also humbling. But don't discount professional contacts and coaches as well, who have more experience, insights, and perspectives from years of experience. In step 2 of the book, Stop Circling, my book, Stop Circling, we cover a number of chapters on the ways to obtain valuable feedback and perspective, and it's really worth reading. An elevated perspective is similar to the view one obtains on a flight over a city when viewing all of those roads and buildings and even the swimming pools from between 33,000 or 42,000 feet. And in the world, it just looks so different. Our problems also look different. And next, evaluate and redefine success and purpose. This doesn't mean we have to lower our standards. However, it does mean to not focus on perfectionism, but focus on the type of change that's necessary to create a different outcome. Changes can be very small and very effective. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, which I highly recommend, it gives the example of the British professional cyclists making 1% improvements in unexpected areas. And those improvements, they range from like teaching riders how to wash their hands to determining the type of pillow and mattress provided that led to the best night's sleep. Small changes. But the result was that the British team set 9 Olympic records and 7 world records. And the small, unexpected changes, they worked. And they're the type of changes most of us just ignore. Well, what should be our response and application? The willingness to embrace failure as a valuable teacher is one of the most important responses in how to lose. We can't be afraid to move on. And when someone falls off a bike, like I recently did, well, it's important to understand what went wrong, if anything, which I know what went wrong, and not be afraid to get right back up on a bike at some point to ride again. Michael Jordan has a shooting percentage of 49.7%, which means he has missed more shots than he made, but he kept shooting. And of course, we are all glad he did. So what are those strategies again? I'm just going to sum up them right here. Acknowledge setbacks and learn from them. Remember about that journal. Seek constructive feedback and support. And then evaluate and redefine success and purpose, for then you will really win. Having a plan, having a goal, and some of the most successful people in the world say just evaluate those goals almost every single day, just to see where you are, see how to measure those, and make sure if you need to change it slightly, you can do that. That's very, very important to not ignore that part of our lives. Well, I hope that you have found value in this and how to lose, not being afraid to fail. And there's been many times I have tried so many things because I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a creator, and I will try things. I will try things not only in business, but yes, I've tried them in cooking, and they've not, the same thing has happened, but I've learned from every single thing that I've done. I've learned from producing songs. I've learned from creating online courses. I've learned from speaking in front of large groups. I've just learned how to feel, how to respond to audiences. So we learn from all of those things that we do, every single one. And if we're willing to do that, we will end up growing. And what a joy that is. I hope you connect with me. You can connect with me on social media, of course. Again, goalsforyourlife.com/newsletter. Deborah Johnson, speaker, DJ Works Music. Make sure you're on our newsletter. You will get a lot of information, especially as we approach holidays. I have a lot of music. I give away a lot of free stuff as well. So, and make sure you access our books. We have them all on Amazon. There are 6 books now on Amazon you can get, and a lot of other products as well. So I will look forward to being then with you again next time. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you for joining us. It is because of our wonderful listeners like you that we keep going strong week after week. We'd love it if you'd share and follow us to not miss a single show and even write a review. You can also find all of our articles, products, and links at womenathalftime.com.